tell you a little bit about myself. Well, my name is Harvey Daiho Hilbert. I am a ordained Zen Buddhist priest, disabled combat veteran from the war in Vietnam. I'm 70 years old. I have a PhD in social work and was in private practice for almost 30 years. My specialty was with trauma recovery work. Around 2011, I had retired from work. I met a new lady, and we were getting an apartment together, and she said to me, oh no, she was looking through a catalog of artwork, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said, I'm looking for some artwork for our apartment. And I said, don't do that. I looked at the prices. I can paint something like that. And so I went to Hobby Lobby, got some canvases, and started painting. So, to my surprise, people like them, and I've been selling about half of what I paint at this point. I do work with acrylics. I do work with Chinese and Japanese painting, brushwork. Like this here, this is an example of that. You have a little stone and a little ink stick in here. And what you do is you simply, there's some water in the stone and you just grind it. And this grinding is kind of a contemplative act in itself. You should pay real attention and mindful attention to the stone and the stick and how it feels as it's grinding. And once you've ground in some pigment, you dry it off a little bit, place it back in here. Then we take a brush, and you should always wet the brush before you put it in the ink. And now we're going to mix it. The water mixes with the pigment, and the more pigment there is and the more you stir it, the thicker it gets and the darker it gets. When I'm doing some workshops, which I've done several of, I ask people often to just make a line. And from that line, something comes out of it. And it's not a test exactly. What it is an exercise in trying to let go of what you think something ought to be. In Zen, well, in Buddhism in general, there's a practice of mindfulness. It's a practice of being directly there and experiencing directly what's there in front of you. Well, practicing Buddhists have a hard time with multitasking, for example. Our practice is to focus our attention on exactly what we're doing without any sense of how it's going to come out. The thing about art, I think, is that it can be a doorway to something that's under the surface of the artist, that the artist may or may not be in touch with. But because of the way the art works, it arises. So I think the practice of the art and the practice of Zen are essentially one and the same. It's a practice of letting go and allowing something to emerge. There's an old existentialist sense that you're not what you think you are, you're what you do. What you do is what you are, not what you think you are, not what you'd like to be, but what you actually do. So manifest yourself. Go do it. Hear it on this.